So there's a few aspects I want to cover in this video. One is the general disrespect that seems to be going on in society. The other is sports in general and hockey in particular. And the third might be some people's comments on hockey in general, i.e. Don Cherry. So I'm going to show you what happened in the Rangers game. They were playing in an elimination game and they lost, and Tampa Bay won. And what happened was a gentleman was leaving the game and was accosted by a Rangers fan. Now, I am not a proponent of jerseys. I don't know why people wear them. I guess they think if you buy a jersey that makes you an athlete. That is not the case. I've never bought a single jersey, even when I was young. I'm not wanting to advertise for my team. I just find that juvenile. But here's the thing. If you are going to wear a jersey and it happens to be your team wearing a jersey in the other team's building, you must be nuts. Or you have to be aware of the danger of the provocation you are causing by doing that. And if so, when you're walking out, especially after your team has won, you need to be on guard. On guard for what? For violence, for a sucker punch, a Don Cherry special. Now that's what he used to do all the time. He figured if I'm going to fight, I might as well throw the first punch. And that's what happened to this gentleman. I have heard he's, contrary to the video, I have heard he's still alive, but boy was it ever violent. So let's have a look at what happened, and then I'll talk about it on the other side.
You don't know what's up!
Yo, he fucked him up. He's dead.
So the Rangers said this gentleman who threw the punch is banned for life, as though that makes it all right. Well, to me, that doesn't make it all right. This is what's happening now. Everyone is taking sports way too seriously, especially hockey. All they're trying to do is put a puck in a net, and to do so you have to go around, and I'll show you what used to happen in I think it's the 80s with the, well, I'm not going to show any Flyers, but the Philadelphia Flyers, they were the epitome of real violence. So I'm going to show you some comments about hockey by Don Cherry and the way he views what's going on in the game. And I'm going to play it until you see Ron MacLean have to suppress a laugh. It's pretty funny, but this topic is not funny at all. It's very serious.
The Oilers' Craig McTavish pushed a high stick into the face of Claude Lemieux, and Lemieux might have been seriously injured if it hadn't been for his face shield. Thursday night, Quebec's Dave Donnelly smacked Willie Plex head to the ice in Boston with his knee. What's happening to the game? Why so much violence? This isn't roller derby. It's not wrestling. Let's get rid of this ugliness. Throw out the offenders before somebody gets killed. Our first intermission continues after this message. This NHL season is now 10 games old already. We've had 5 players handed multi-game suspensions for attempt to injure or delivered injury. We've had a coach and an official suspended for 3 games. We've had the number 2 draft pick into the stands fighting with fans. Don, this is no longer a debate over whether we should have fighting or not in the NHL. It seems to be a blatant disregard for the rules.
You know what gets me? We pick on hockey so much. I want to go back to football, okay? Jim McMahon. He's out for a season and a half. The guy gets 2 games, right? Right here, George Bell doesn't like the way a guy pitched to him. He runs out and kicks the guy in the chest. Andre Dawson, like Charles watching, the guy hit 2 home runs. The guy hits him right in the nose, breaks his nose. It's a big brawl. I don't see the world coming to end in football, and baseball. We're paranoid here.
Sometimes
We're
when I don't have
paranoid.
an answer to a question, I cite other examples. So this issue concerns hockey.
Well, I'm considered. Let's not get carried away. How many games did these guys miss? How many games did Nielsen miss last time when Hextall hit him? He missed a shift. How many games did Sandstrom miss? He didn't miss any. He wasn't hurt at all. Listen, Sandstrom running around, cross-checking guys, sticking guys and everything. You want to play with the phone, you get the horn. And that's what happens to a guy like that. You want to go and stand in a guy's crease, that's what happens to you. I'm sorry, this is the way it is. I don't understand what's going on. Guys are getting 20 game suspension. That's what they're talking about, Brown. 20 game suspension for a guy that only missed 2 periods?
Just
Nonsense.
let's settle down and talk about this. First of all, to say that nobody was injured is tantamount to saying that a drunk driver who doesn't kill anybody.
Oh, we're bringing in drunk driving now all of a sudden. What is this? Don't bring that stuff in. That's what we're doing in hockey. Wait a minute. You're taking stuff into hockey. Hockey now has gone a little paranoid. You know what they're worried about now, Ziegler and O'Neill? But they're worried about Sports Illustrated. What they're going to say about us in that. Don't worry about it. Brown's a dummy. He shouldn't have done it. He's going to get his 20 games. But don't say things are going out of control. Craig McNabby shits the guy. Happens all the time. Guy standing on the front of the thing. He gets tapped. He gets hurt. It happens all the time. I will admit that brought all this on was the Brown thing. And it was stupid. He should never have done it. And a 2-2 tie with the referee standing there even made it worse. That shows you his mentality. But let's quit picking on hockey. It's not that bad.
Well, Matt Sneslin, I think, raised a great point.
Of course he doesn't like the banging and the smashing. Why would he? He's only this high on hockey. It's not that bad.
Well, Matt Sneslin, I think, raised a great point.
Of course he doesn't like the banging and the smashing. Why would he? He's only this high.